Welcome to Primary ypww Lesson 8. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's topic is Fasting and Praying Still Works. The lesson scripture is coming out of Ezra chapter 8, verses 15 through 23. And I gathered them together to the river that runneth to Ahava, and there abode we in tents 3 days. And I viewed the people and the priest, and found there none of the sons of Levi. Then sent I for Eleazar, for Ariel, for Shemaiah, and for Elnathan, and for Jarib, and for Elnathan, and for Nathan, and for Zechariah, and for Meshullam, chief men, also for Joiarib, and for Elnathan, men of understanding. And I sent them with commandment unto Edo, the chief at the place, Casiphia. And I told them what they should say unto Edo, and to his brethren the Nethinims, at the place Casiphia, that they should bring unto us ministers for the house of our God. And by the good hand of our God upon us, they brought us a man of understanding, of the sons of Mali, the son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Sherebiah, with his sons and his brethren, 18, and Hashabiah, and with him Jeshiah, of the sons of Merari, his brethren and their sons, 20, also of the Nethinims, whom David and the princes had appointed for the service of the Levites, 220 Nethinims. All of them were expressed by name. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river Ahava, that we might afflict ourselves before our God, to seek of him a right way for us, and for our little ones, and for all our substance. For I was ashamed to require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen, to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken unto the king, saying, the hand of our God is upon all them for good that seek him, but his power and his wrath is against all them that forsake him. So we fasted and besought our God for this, and he was entreated of us. The memory verse for today's lesson. So we fasted and besought our God for this, and he was entreated of us. And that's Ezra chapter 8, verse 23. The target for today's lesson. The Lord wants his children to know that fasting and praying are important to follow God and gain spiritual strength. Ezra was a priest. He lived in exile in Babylon. Exile meant that he was expelled or deported from his homeland. He studied the law of Moses. He became known as a scribe. 80 years after King Cyrus gave the exiles permission to go back home and rebuild the temple, Ezra knew that there was more to do. One day, Ezra went to the king of Persia. He asked to lead a group of people back to Judah. The temple was completed, but the people were not following the law of Moses. This was a very bold request, but the king agreed. He even made a decree and said, anyone in my kingdom, including the priests and Levites, may go to Jerusalem. Over 7,000 people joined the call to return, but something was missing. The people gathered by a river. For 3 days, Ezra watched over them. He noticed that there were no Levites among the group. They were important to the service of the Lord and the works of God in the temple. Ezra invited them to join. 38 Levites and 220 temple servants joined him. Then Ezra declared a fast. He told the leaders, we must humble ourselves before God and ask him to give us a safe trip. He prayed for their children and their substance. Ezra did not want to ask the king for soldiers to protect them from their enemies. He had already said to the king that the hand of God would protect them. So they fasted, and God answered their prayers and helped them. The king gave them plenty of food and money. It was God that gave them safety over dangerous lands and protected them from bandits. They arrived safely because fasting and praying still work. The questions for today's lesson, and you can search the scriptures on your own and ask for help from a grown-up. Question 1. Who did Ezra notice was missing from the 7,000 people at the river? Question 2. Ezra declared a fast. What did he tell the Levites? What did they pray and ask of God? Question 3. God answered the prayers by giving safety over what and protecting them from whom? The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.